tell people that story of the one post that kind of took things off unexpectedly, just out of the blue.
Well, yeah, so I was having, it was back in October. I was having a horrible day. It was a Friday afternoon, getting pretty late in the day. I was mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted. I lost out on two properties in one day, and
Okay.
I was pissed. I was so mad. I was so mad at myself. I was like, what is wrong with me? Clearly, I shouldn't be in real estate. I'm doing something wrong. I need a new career. I need to just give up.
Wow.
And you're thinking, but things happen, and you're thinking horribly about yourself. Like, what am I even doing? This is so difficult. It's exhausting. And I got home and I did what any good agent does, and I opened a bottle of wine.
I was going to say drank.
And I started, and I drank, yeah. So I drank, and I started drinking, and I was like, oh, this is horrible. It's all my fault. And then I started to think about my clients, and I was like, well, one lost out on a property that wasn't really the right property for them. Another one, the home inspection came back and it was absolutely horrible. So they didn't do anything wrong. They shouldn't have, it was actually good that they got out of those contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm drinking, I'm like, well, they didn't do anything wrong. So it wasn't their fault. It actually worked out for the best for them. And as I keep drinking, I'm like, well, they didn't do anything wrong, and I didn't do anything wrong. If I had to do it all over again, I would have done the same thing. It just happened. And as soon as I realized it just happened, I was like, well, then why am I so upset about this? It's easy to take these things very personally. And of course, by then I was halfway through the bottle, so I was like, oh, like, wait, it's not my fault. Oh my God, it's not my fault. This is amazing. And I had some music, clarity, total wine clarity. And I had some music playing in my apartment, and I started dancing around, and my dog was jumping on me, and I've got a bit of an open door policy at my place, and so a girlfriend walked in, and she saw me acting like an idiot in my living room, jumping around with a bottle of wine, and she started videoing it. And of course, by the time, as one does, and of course, by the time I'm finished the bottle, I think it's a great idea to put it on Instagram.
That look amazing. Those moves haven't been seen ever.
Oh, and they're horrible. And if you look back, I laugh at that post all the time. But I put it up, and I was basically like, look, I feel horrible about myself. I lost out on this, but I'm literally learning how to shake it off. And yeah, 10 years into my career, I'm finally figuring out a way not to take it so personally, because I think as agents, we really do that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And a funny thing kind of started to happen. I started to get a whole bunch of likes, but not just like a whole bunch, but like 100, 200, 300. And then I started to get a lot of comments. And it was all of these agents that are saying, we get you, we've been there too. Oh my God, I'm so glad I saw this. I feel the exact same way. Thank you, you've got this. And a lot of support and encouragement within that real estate community. And over 500 likes later, I think there's like 150 comments on it. And it's all about how people are dealing kind of with that rejection. Because I was like, listen, I got not just a little bit rejected today, but majorly, and I felt like it was my fault. And people they related to that. That was my first post that was really relatable. And people felt like they knew who I was. So I started to get messages from people, wishing encouragement back and forth. And then a few days later, I got a phone call. And I got a phone call from an agent in Toronto. And I'm worried because I'm like, why is this person that I don't know calling me? And she goes, yeah. She goes, Sarah, I saw your post on Instagram. Oh, no.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Oh, geez. She says, I saw your post on Instagram, and I actually feel like we're really alike. I looked back through some of your posts, and I feel like I kind of know your personality from what I've seen. And I feel like we're so alike that my clients would think that we're really alike. And if my clients like working with me, they'll probably like working with you. And good news for you, they're moving to Calgary, and I want to give them your name.
Sweet.
So that was the first referral that I got from somebody that I had never met before, that had saw me kind of acting like a bit of a fool on Instagram, but just kind of dealing with the fact that I felt like a huge reject. And since that time, that was the first one. I've had 5 since then. Wow. And it's just people that feel that they can relate to you, and they feel comfortable knowing that they can pass their clients on to me. And it's been amazing. I never saw that coming.